If there is one thing a charter captain does not want to experience, is what, Professor?
The skunk.
The skunk. And you know, here's the thing. People tell us that what they appreciate about this channel is that we keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, today we're gonna keep it really real because this guy has now been chartering full-time for, is it 2 or 3 years has it been?
This is the 3rd year.
Yeah, this is our 3rd year.
Full-time.
Full-time.
Yep.
And we have great days, but then there are days that don't go as well. Most charter boat captains don't necessarily want to focus on those days, but we're gonna take you behind the scenes right now into the mind of a charter boat captain who is just like the rest of us trying to do his best to catch fish. And we're gonna talk about what it feels like to get skunked. And we decided to do this video because we actually had an experience just the other day, because you had a group with you, Professor, that you really wanted to catch fish with. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was some people from my neighborhood, and they, you know, they all come to the dock in the evenings when we get back.
Big fans.
Big fans. They love to see our catch, and they're just so supportive.
These are your friends. These are people you love. You actually got an emotional connection with them. All right. So you went out this past Sunday. Fishing had been slow for the fleet, for everybody in general. You had high hopes.
I had high hopes for, you know, I have high hopes every day.
Yep.
But that I really, really, really wanted. I had some people that had never been offshore before. One lady is a good friend of mine. I speak to her every day. She had never been. She was really scared about the whole experience, being out in the ocean, you know, just really outside of her realm of comfort.
Right.
You know, so I just really wanted it to be the perfect day, you know, just like I do every day. But it turned out the weather was perfect, but the fishing did not turn out to be perfect.
And we ended with a
goose egg.
A goose egg.
Yeah.
Skunkity skunk. All right, so when that happens, walk us through the emotions of the day. You start the day with so much hope. Like what was your roller coaster that day?
Well, you start out the morning, you're just constantly searching, looking at your, you know, electronics, looking on the horizon everywhere, trying to find telltale signs that every captain, good captain, looks for. Changes, you know, like grass lines, a rip, anything. You know what I mean? It gets any kind of anything that you can fish. And that day there was just nothing. It was like a desert. And you know, you're going. There's so many emotions. It's a roller coaster of emotions that you're like, am I in the right spot? Am I trolling too fast? Do we need to change the baits? Am I trolling too slow? Just what can we try? And you just it's non-stop racking your brain all day long. And I've experienced this a lot in the past. It'll be slow, you know, throughout the day. And then all of a sudden in the last 30 minutes of your day, bang, there they are.
Magic.
You go from 0 to hero. And it's just that particular day, I was just waiting for that 0 to hero moment, but it never did come.
You usually stop fishing at 2. Did you stop at 2 that day? Did you go even further?
I went even further. And it just, and there's a lot of, when I say we got skunked, there was a lot of other fish that we could have targeted. I mean, we could have stopped trolling and went bottom fishing, or we could have went inside to one of the, you know, the towers there and maybe jigged, caught an amberjack or even a barracuda or something like that. But the water just wasn't right. Yes, we could have stopped and went bottom fishing, but I was so hoping that that 0 to hero moment was going to come at any time.
So you're in the tower most of the day. You're experiencing that frustration. You've told me about this thing that you call the walk of shame before.
Yeah.
So talk about that for a second, because you got to come off the tower.
Yeah.
You got all these people that have started the day with incredible enthusiasm and high hopes. And then you got to walk in. What do you say? How do people look? Like, how does that work, man?
I mean, on the days that we have great days, when I come down out of the tower, people are high-fiving you. Great job, Captain. That was the most exciting thing I've ever done in my life. That was great. But you know, then the days that aren't quite so good, you're like, man, you're just dreading. You're dreading that walk of shame down. And you try to prepare yourself for it. And most people are fine. You know what I mean? They understand it's fishing. But I'm my worst critic.
Yep.
And it hurts my feelings worse to not catch fish than it does their feelings. So just like that day, I mean, I'm beating my head on the steering wheel up there. I'm like, oh man, I do not want to go down this ladder downstairs, you know, and have to face them. And but you know, it's all part of it. It's fishing. But like I say, I'm harder on myself than anybody else.
So
is.
when you do this, I'm sure you're sitting there reflecting on it all night, probably the next day, especially if you don't have a trip the next day.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you question yourself. Is that the case?
I do that a lot. And the thing that gets me the most is it costs a lot of money to go do what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you know just as well as I do, there's different levels of income for people. You don't know, person to person, you don't know what kind of shoes that person walks in. Mm-hmm. They could have saved all year for this trip. You know what I mean? And that's what hurts my heart, because but then you have other people that little bit of money is nothing to them. But you know, it's a big thing in my brain. It is a lot of money to go do what we do. I know when I was growing up, it just when I thought about somebody chartering a boat, I'm like, oh, that's only for rich people. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of average people that go with us.
Yeah, and, like from an income perspective.
Yeah,
it's
income.
These are not like, I would say the majority of our customers are not what you would consider like by the world standards necessarily wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of them are just good middle class people working hard, to your point, maybe on vacation, or maybe they got a group together and they saved so that they could have this experience.
Yeah, and I want to give them the most for their money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every charter that comes on here, I want to give them the most bang for their buck. And but it is fishing.
How often do you get skunked? Like that you've been doing this, you know, roughly 3 years in earnest. You know, we've had a couple hundred trips, something like that, in this period of time.
Yep.
How many times have you been skunked? And now, there's probably been a lot of days when you might have gotten like a shark or something. Like, give us a sense for this.
Yeah, well, I was thinking back, because it really messed my mind up, you know, that one day. And I was thinking back, I was like, have I ever gone offshore and not caught a single fish? And I cannot recall a day that I have been offshore fishing and not caught a single fish or had a single bite. Now, don't get me wrong. We've had some days where we've caught a couple dolphins, or maybe like a couple blackfins, or a shark, or you know, something, or you know, a sailfish, or you know, not had a great day, but still had something.
At least you had some moment of excitement on the boat.
But
right?
I think that day we're referencing was the first time ever that I did not have some sort of action that day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Right when the friends and family were on the boat.
Oh yeah. And these are the people you know you've got to talk with all the time, and you see all the time, and it's tough.
So final thing here, Professor, and thanks for being so transparent. Hopefully you've enjoyed this too, trying to get in this guy's head a little bit. For those that are thinking about, because we know there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are either captains of a boat, love to fish, captains of a charter boat, or thinking about chartering, because we do talk about the business. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I mean, it happens to the best of us. And you see a lot of captains, they only publicize the great times, you know what I mean? But there are low points in every captain's career, and it's like I say, it's fishing, not catching. If Mother Nature doesn't want you to have anything that day, she's not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? But on those days that we get them, it's great. Pins are popping. I'm so thankful for those days and those moments and those experiences with our customers, you know, because there's nothing that makes me feel better when I come down out of that tower. They're like, great job today, Cap. You know what I mean? It's that
very fulfilling.
Warms my heart, you know, and they've had a good time. So.
Well, you can't enjoy the great times if you don't experience the hard times.
That is correct.
Because otherwise it becomes too familiar and it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, we don't appreciate electricity because we have it.
Yeah.
Those that, you know, that have ever experienced life without electricity are like, man, this is a really wonderful feature.
Right.
It's a really, really nice thing.
Yeah.
Well, Professor, this was great. And, you know, put your comments in the comment section. We'd love to hear your thoughts. and your take on this. You know, have you had experiences like this, maybe as passengers before when you went on a charter? What was it like for you? If you're a charter boat captain, tell us, you know, how you handle it, how you deal with it, you know, what are your techniques? Either way, we try to keep it real. We're always going to do that on this channel. We hope you enjoyed it. Come fishing with this guy, and hopefully you won't get skunked. Hopefully you're going to have one of those pin-popping days. We had one of those yesterday.
We did.
Man, was that fun.
It was fun.
That video's coming soon. SpeechlessSportFishing.com. Slip number 92 here at Pirates Cove Marina in Manio, North Carolina. Heaven on earth, my friends. Until the next time, stay salty.